Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome back for some more Let's Play, or read, whatever you want to call it, Tsukihime. So, we're in a girl's room. I don't know what to do in this situation, but hey, our job is apparently watching Arkwade through the night so that she can recover her vampire powers to save the world from this other vampire. Sounds easy enough. Sure. Let's give it a go. Let's hope we have no more crazy, like, cutting women episodes. You know what I'm saying? When I mean episode, I don't mean like part. I mean like, mental episodes. That'd be cool if we can just, like, not do that again. So, anyways, let's read on with the story and see what awaits us in this room. Let's go. Alright. This is a pretty nice room. I'd have no problem spending the night here. Is that her saying that or me? I don't actually know. Oh, it's Arkwade. Okay. Arkwade looks around the hotel room. I've got nothing to say for now. My room has probably already been discovered, so let's hide out here for the night. Oh, you don't have to worry about money. Well, that's good, because I am broke. I'm rich, so I'll treat you. Hey! That's something to consider. Speaking cheerfully, Arkwade closes the curtains. She also turns off the lights, and the room becomes dark as night. I sigh. What are you thinking, Arkwade? I'm thinking about all sorts of stuff. No, that's not what I mean. I'm asking why you rented a high-class hotel, not a cheap one, and why you rented out the whole top floor. I try to say this, but I stop. Right now, my job is to guard this so-called vampire. This so-called vampire and hide. And nothing more, rather. I'm not gonna ask any useless questions. Nah, yeah, forget it. Do whatever you like. You're weird, Cheeky, suddenly getting mad and going silent like that. I just don't get you. Arkwade lies on the bed, smiling like she's having fun. I'm going to sleep until the sun sets. You'd better rest well, you have the chance. Vampires don't move about in the day, so you'll be on guard for real during the night. You realize you've said something that completely contradicts your existence? Oh, it's alright for me. Oh, I guess it's almost my limit. Good night, Shiki. Wake me up when the sun sets. Hey! Like a machine whose power's cut off. Arkwade suddenly falls asleep. God, I wish I had that power. Just like... And then you're out. I'd kill for that. She's so defenseless. Buddy? Boy, I swear, if you start wanting to cut her up again. Boy. Don't do that. Come on. Be cool, dude. Right now I could run away if I wanted to. She did force me to come here with her after all. I could easily run away, just like right now. And I don't have that impulse anymore, but I even killed you once. Yeah, see? Buddy, stop. Why are you weird? How was she able to suddenly fall asleep despite that? I look around at Arkwade's face as she sleeps on the bed. Her lump chest rises and falls. Not to make this weird, but Shiki already did. It looks like she's breathing. That is a thing all living things do, my friend. But her body isn't moving at all. It's like the air around her has stopped. So tranquil, even I might stop moving. What a peaceful slumber. A kind of defenselessness, as if she had absolute trust in me, even though we've only just met. She's so stupid. She's so stupidly honest, I might start to worry. But aside from that, this is a turning point. This may very well be the point of no return for Tonoshiki. I'm gonna stick with her. I can't leave her alone. I got a job, and I'm gonna do it. I did promise, after all. No matter what it was I promised, I can't break it. Arkwade is sleeping. Her face is a pale white, like that of a sick person. Arkwade said she was weak. She said she was just at her limit just a while ago, so I don't think she considered what I could do after she went to sleep. The room is quiet. We're on the 11th floor, the top floor. Since she rented out the whole floor, there are no other guests here. The only sound is Arkwade's breathing. When I see her like this, she really looks nightmarishly beautiful. That white, smooth skin, and that silky light blonde hair, the soft lines of her body, and those long eyelashes that look like swift brush strokes. A perfect body, down to even the small details, like of which I've never seen before. No, to be more precise, the kind I never would have seen in my entire life. Vampire or not, Arkwade is a girl. Very astute. Great observation, Chief. You're really knocking it out of the park with these ones. You know, you're saying it like it is, my friend. You're doing it. I have to take responsibility for the fact she's so weak now that she falls asleep instantly, just like she did. You have to take responsibility for your own deeds. A part of my childhood education makes an appearance in my head. Sensei even told me. My eyes are strange, so they would in turn attract strange things, like a stand user or a vegan. Then, I should be prepared to take responsibility. At the very least, I should keep my promise and protect her for tonight. Oh. White. It looks more like a gray to me, personally, but eh. The kind you see when you wake up. You guys see white when you wake up? I don't see white. I usually see, like, darkness. My room's, like, dark. Do people see white when they wake up? Okay. Alright, sure. That color calls nostalgic memories to mind. Oh. A hot summer day. A blue sky and large, large columns of summer clouds. The scenery slowly wavers in the heat. The voice of cicadas, which I'm gonna be a bit controversial here. All right, I'm gonna say it like it is. I find the sound of the cicadas to be like beautiful. I know there's some people who hate the sound of cicadas, and they're like, the endless droning of cicadas. But I love the sound of cicadas. They just remind me of summer memories. Even though I've never actually, like, been near cicadas. Well, I mean, I did hear them when I went to Japan, I did hear them. And they are loud. But it's a beautiful loud. And it's yeah. So the people that don't like cicadas, well, you know, that's on you. Except for the thing about how, like, there's about 1.3 billion of them that are apparently gonna dig out of, like, the northeastern United States, because they work on, like, a 13-year cycle, and so, like, apparently, like, billions of them are just gonna spring out of the ground. That's not cool. That's actually terrifying. The fact that apparently people who live in, like, around, like, Washington, D.C. area and stuff, and, like, Maryland and all that, they're literally not going to be able to walk outside their house without crunching on the shells of cicadas. That's messed up. That's terrifying. I just like them on trees making the happy sounds that remind me of anime, so that's where we're at. Anyways, let's continue with our reading of nostalgia, apparently. The Sound of Cicadas. Chirp! That's the best noise I could make for that. Chirp, 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 chirp. That's not really cicada noises from me. They're more like... No, can't do it. Sorry, my mandibles aren't in good form today. Chirp, chirp. Cicada shells are lying in the clearing. As if the sun is right by my side, the clearing is roasting. A hot midsummer's day, as if the entire world had become a frying pan. Wah, wah, ah, wah, wah, ah, wah, wah, ah. Akiha is crying. Oh, sorry, I thought someone was down with the sickness. Akiha, who would always obediently stay behind me, is brimming forth with tears. I love when they don't give me context. I'm just supposed to guess that that's a baby crying and not just like, wah, okay. Whoa, Red. A child lies collapsed at her feet, soaked in blood. Oh, geez, here comes the childhood trauma. Killed. The corpse of a child about my age. A cast-off cicada shell. My 2 hands are red with the blood of that... Buddy, you're kind of messed up, huh? Shiki! The adults are coming. The fallen child is still dead. The adults are yelling. Did you kill him? See, I would go, no, there's no way. But after what I saw with Arkwade, yeah, maybe. That dream. A dream I had forgotten, even in my dreams. I feel like I remember. Yo, if, like, there was one child who, like, picked up a rock and killed another child with a rock, wouldn't that be messed up? It would be, wouldn't it? Tsukihime. Shiki, hey, wake up. The sun's already set. Someone is shaking me. Somewhat unfamiliar voice and the touch of a cold hand on my shoulder. N. Huh? Arkwade is standing right in front of me. He's already woken up, as it's pitch black outside. I glance at the clock and it says it's already 8. It's not I told you to wake me up when the sun went down, and you go and fall asleep. Ah, crap. Sorry, I was feeling out of it. I don't remember when I fell asleep, but I'm sure it was while I was staring at Arkwade's sleeping face. Jeez, you'll lose your qualification as a bodyguard like that. If the enemy had attacked while we were both sleeping, we could have both died, you know. I said I'm sorry. Besides, you said it was safe during the daytime. I can't say that for sure. Familiars like the one we saw in the morning could have come for us. Arkwade is angry. Well, she's got a right to be. I've got no right to talk when I, the bodyguard, dozed off while she was sleeping. And besides, I am a vampire, you know? How can you just sleep there without feeling any danger? I don't want you to be afraid for no reason, but it'd be nice if you were at least tense enough not to sleep. I take that back. Arkwade doesn't seem to care that I didn't do my job as a bodyguard. She just doesn't seem to like the fact I fell asleep. I can move my body a little better and wake up, only to find you happily sleeping there. You look so vulnerable. I was seriously starting to feel uneasy that I might not have the dignity befitting a vampire. Well, I don't think she has much dignity. You were just as vulnerable yourself. I killed you once before, remember? But you can't turn that into an endearing character trait. Doesn't work that way. You can't guarantee I won't do it again, can you? Arkwade gives a surprised look, as if she only just realized it. Now that you mention it, you're right. I wonder why I did that. I guess I had complete confidence in you since we spoke in the alley. Well, saying that doesn't make me feel bad for her. Okay. Since you trust me so much, I'll try my best. I will. And that trying the best means I'll probably kill someone, because apparently that's what I do best, because I'm a freak who kills people. So I should just keep watch from now on? Yeah, until sunrise tomorrow. I can't leave the room, so be on guard if someone comes to this floor. Be on guard, huh? Being on guard is going to do me no good if one of those black dogs from this morning comes for us. I let out a sigh. As expected, this is too heavy of a role for me. Let me ask you something. Was the black dog that attacked us this morning something your enemy sent out? I don't think so. It was probably just for surveillance. His patrol route happened to pass through while you and I were talking, and it seems that my presence was revealed as a result. Revealed? To your enemy? That's right. If I had been in perfect condition, it would have actually saved some time. But right now, it's the opposite. If I were attacked now, I'd be the one annihilated. That's why I have to hide out like this until my power returns. Arkawade's enemy. In other words, the serial killer who's been causing the stir in this town. A vampire. Arkwade, I want to ask you something. You answer my question. I don't mind talking, but why are you being so formal all of a sudden? Yeah, I haven't asked you the most important thing yet, so what's your ultimate objective here? Me? I'm here to hunt down the vampire. Killing vampires is my duty. Yeah, I do remember you saying something like that before, but you're a vampire, right? What? You still don't believe me? Oh, don't worry, I believe you so much it hurts. I'm asking why you, a vampire, would be doing something as odd as killing other vampires. Oh, you don't like the idea of beings from the same species killing each other? The act of killing doesn't make your list of favorite things? Could have fooled me. Really could have fooled me. But alright, bud. I'll take your word for it. For now. But she is right. I'm not comfortable with the idea of vampires killing vampires. Why? Not just that I really can't, imagine something like that happening. Vampires drain the blood of humans, right? So they should be killing humans, not other vampires. Drinking blood and killing are different things. Well, even so, I know what you're trying to say. You think beings from the same species should help each other out, right? But vampires can be of the same species and still be different life forms. That's why they don't really have what you humans call camaraderie. You're saying something makes you different from the vampire you're hunting? That's right. The one I'm after is a human vampire, just like the stereotypical vampire from Humans folklore. He kills humans by draining their blood, turning them into the dead, and then uses them to increase his power and influence. Yeah, that's the sort of vampire I hunt. The one lurking in this town is that sort of old-style vampire. That sort of vampire? Seems like there are different types. Don't tell me you want me to be your shield so you can get this guy. Yeah, that was my original intent. After talking to you, I've changed my mind. You see, at first, I thought you were someone from the church. Oh boy, do we know about the church. So I thought you might have information about the location of the enemy, but you turned out to be a perfectly ordinary person. You don't even know about vampires, let alone the location of the enemy's coffin. Oh my god, does he have a coffin base? Is there a coffin base? I'm very excited to find his coffin base. Hey, come to think of it, there's no way they'd send an exorcist to the oh. Oh, honey, you've got a big storm coming. Anyways, there's no way they'd send an exorcist to a Far East secular country like this one. I guess I didn't put enough thought into this. Oh, you are dead wrong, honey, for multiple reasons that I'm already aware of. Arkwade thinks out loud. Your conversation derails, and I'm feeling a little left out. I don't follow you at all, Arkwade. Hold on for a moment. Let's see, how should I explain this? With that, Arkwade's gaze begins drifting. He doesn't seem used to holding a conversation. Don't worry about it and just explain everything about the current situation. I don't understand any of this, but I might be able to see the general gist of things. Really? Thanks, Shiki. You don't have to thank me. Just keep talking. Arkwade nods obediently. Basically, the vampire currently in this town is an old-style vampire. He himself reigns as the Lord and releases the dead he made into the city. By doing so, he increases his power bit by bit. He's a typical vampire in that he drains the blood of humans, and those humans become vampires themselves. He's not very powerful right now, as he doesn't have many dead serving him, but as his victims increase, so does his power. It'd be best to destroy the main body before that happens, but I haven't found where he sleeps yet. He's hidden so well I can't even feel his presence. Even so, it's easy to take care of things once I find out, but I don't have any clues whatsoever, so I had no choice but to walk around town during the day to investigate. Then, I suddenly got attacked by a passing killer, and I'm temporarily weaker than the enemy vampire. Arkwade shoots me a cold look. I guess she wants me to say something to the passing killer. I see. Kind of understand the situation now. So in other words, some evil monsters are based in this town, and you're here to eliminate them. Since you don't know where they were, and you went looking for them, and that's when I killed you. Now you're weakened, and hiding out while you recover. Is that about right? To put it simply, I think so. Then, next is the main topic. You casually call yourself a vampire, but I still really don't understand the term. It's obvious you're not a human, that much I can see, but I don't get the feeling you're a vampire either. That's true. I'm a little different from the type of vampire you know about. Yeah, indeed. I hadn't considered that vampires existed at all, let alone a vampire like you. That's what makes you different. Arkwade thinks. Yes, I suppose it might be helpful to teach you a bit about us. I'm happy she's not like, it's not my job to educate you, shitlord. It's like, okay, no, thank you. Thank you for just explaining things. Life would be better if we all just explained stuff to each other. Alright. The first period's lessons will be Vampires 101. Okay, but what's with Vampires 101? You're an amateur at this, so we gotta start with the basics, right? That's why I'm gonna start teaching from the very beginning. Okay, whatever. Just keep it short. Well, I'll try my best. It really does seem like she's not used to talking. Neither is it for really you, bud. I'm gonna be extra honest. You're kind of abrasive. Well, I've got lots of time, so for now I guess I'll listen to Arkwade without complaint. Although we're typically called simply vampires, we're divided into two categories. Those who were vampires from the start, and those who became vampires. The former are called true ancestors, and the latter are called dead apostles. The ones you call vampires are the dead apostles. They drain the blood of humans and turn them into their slaves. They're weak against sunlight, and you vanquish them with a baptism ritual. Our enemy is one of those dead apostles. It's gone from my enemy to our enemy. Well, I don't mind. It's not wrong, considering the situation I'm in right now. You're saying these dead apostles aren't vampires from the start. What do you mean by that? Dead apostles were once humans. They've attained immortality through magic or had their blood sucked by one of the true ancestors. Either way, the ones that become vampires become immortal, even though it's imperfect immortality. Those who were vampires from the beginning, humans who become vampires. What is this? I get the feeling there's some kind of huge contradiction in all this. I think you'll put it together eventually, bud. It feels like some important fundamental is missing in this theory. Hey, Cheeky, how much do you know about vampire folklore? Let's see. I mean, it's the usual stuff. It's like the blood of virgins. They can bind people just by looking at them. They can turn into mists and wolves. You know, just the usual stuff you hear about. Yeah, it's pretty much all true. They drain the blood of virgins because one's blood cells are more pure before one has exchanged bodily fluids with others. That makes virgins most suitable for repairing the vampire's own degenerating genes. Huh. The dead apostles, the one that become vampires, have imperfect immortality. Since they become immortal, they won't die from old age. However, they need to replenish their energy frequently or they'll disappear. All living creatures need nutrients to be able to move, right? It's the same thing. It's just that vampires don't die from age as long as they take in nutrients. The dead apostles suck blood because they need to stay alive. Immortality's a... Oh, that's... Wait, is that still her? I think it is. Immortality is a strain on their originally human bodies. The genes that compose their bodies are different. When they become vampires, they begin to degenerate at an incredible rate. To make up for that, they must drain the blood of others in order to absorb genetic information and stabilize their own bodies. So to a vampire, drinking blood is not like eating, but it's the bare minimum. It's the minimum requirement for them to continue to exist. This sounds complex. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. That's this universe. Just gotta get used to it. And long. I can't follow the logic, but Arkwade continues speaking. So, moving on. The ability to bind someone with the look is just a type of mystic eyes. Eyes and words are both common types of magic circuits, so there are many vampires who have mystic eyes. We usually possess the mystic eyes of enchantment. We don't enchant people by looking at them, rather we enchant those who look into our eyes. A powerful vampire using mystic eyes can impose his or her will into can impose his own will into the brain of another and completely dominate their thoughts, but the mystic eyes of a dead apostle doesn't have that much power. What you call turning into mist is really just making a spare body and controlling it via the will. Once the part serves its purpose, you cut the flow to the offshoot and naturally it returns to dust. Wolves and other animal transformations are a byproduct of vampires repairing its damaged body from its familiars. For a vampire living a long time, stabilizing their bodies with normal lives is not sufficient. Humans are not fundamentally powerful animals, so it's far more efficient to repair one's body by observing beasts, as they surpass the animal species in this respect. Vampires who repair their own bodies with beasts can return those beasts to their previous forms and use them as familiars when they need to. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I like that. Suck the blood, get the genetic information, boom bam, now you can shoot wolves. From what I've heard, there's even a 1,000-year-old vampire whose body is entirely made up of familiars. They say he contains 666 beasts within his body or something like that anyway. Okay, so I just learned about the 666 connection with, like, Nero from Fate. And I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Wait. I think that ties deeper. I think I know who this is. Huh. That's a sick connection. Because 666, when translated into Hebrew letters, basically spells Nero. And then in the Bible, when they're like, beware the mark of the beast, 666, they're actually talking about coins, because on the coins are the heads of Nero at the time. So when they say, like, beware the 666, it's actually just saying, hey, don't be greedy with money. The more you know. I think, and okay, so wait, before I leave that, I gotta say though, I learned that from something entirely unrelated to Fate. It wasn't Fate. It was a religious TikTok. That's right. Religious TikToks. I can take that knowledge and tie it in with Fate, And it's like, whoa. Earth-shattering. I can't believe it. It's so cool. It's great. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, it's kind of cool. Anyways, I think Arkwade's getting a little too wrapped up in her own speech. To be honest, I'm not finding this world easy to understand. Yeah, that's about it. It's just an explanation of the very basics, but now do you know what a vampire is? I mean, I suppose. The reality of Arkwade being a vampire begins to feel harder and harder to accept. Now, it's my turn. Actually, there's something important I've forgotten to ask you, too. What? You're not going to learn anything from me. I'm not a vampire or anything, just like an ordinary student. Huh. Let me ask you this, Shiki. How exactly did you kill me? Huh? I'm asking about the method you used. I'm resistant against stuff like runes and Kabbalah, so those don't work on me. The only things I'm not resistant against is magic I've yet to experience, which is probably limited to ancient Shinto in this country and the treasures in South America. No, not even those could kill me that much. Answer me, Shiki, what kind of occult artifact did you use to incapacitate me to that degree? Occult artifact? I don't know, what's that? A catalyst which stores ideas and history. Jeez, you've got sacred treasures in this country too, don't you? Usually something like staves and swords, jewels and masks, conceptual weapons that can be used against nature itself. Come on, Shiki! Meanwhile, like Kyo Kusanagi and Iori Yagami are just walking around with them. God, I wish they were canon to Tsukihime. God, that'd be so cool. Are you sure you're not someone from one of those fields? What? What field? I don't go to the fields. I'm from the city. I told you, I'm just a student. I don't know anything. That's a lie. There's no way a human who's not even a magus could hurt me. Are you hiding something from me, Shiki? Arkwade gives me an angry cat-like stare. What's a cat-like stare like? Guess we'll never know. But even if she looks at me like that, I'm not hiding. Oh, wait. Actually, there is one thing. I'm not sure whether it's relevant, but Arkwade is still staring at me. Doesn't seem like I'll be able to keep quiet about it. Alright, I'll tell you, but how should I put this? I can see these lines. I can be used to cut things. Oh, she's stunned. She should be. Normally, I don't think anyone would believe a story like this. What do you mean? Arkwade asks in a serious tone. She's not exactly normal. I should have known she would defy my expectations in a good way. I mean, like, I see these lines where things can be cut. Living things, the ground, anything touchable. So, someone raised a good question in my Discord about if Shiki watched a video, could he see the lines in the video? And what I sort of said was, I don't think he'd see the lines in the video itself, but he would see the lines on the screen. Because all a video is light showing a recreation of an event. It's not through his eyes. So I don't think if he were to see a video of something, it would necessarily show the lines. It would instead just show, you know, the looking normal, like through his glasses, but on the screen itself there'd be lines. That's at least what I thought. Who knows, maybe I'm super wrong and this will be a plot point later, but that was just a kind of a fun talking thing we had. And mind you, it's only, what, part 4? And I was coming up with this conversation, so we'll see. It's like a black line, and I can cut things clean when I let anything sharp through it. Does that mean anything to you? It's convenient to be able to cut steel with a knife and all, but it's not like I can cut it anywhere I like. I can only cut things where I see the lines, and when I cut you, well, you can cut a girl's skin with just a knife, right? Oh, she's not happy looking. Arkwade's eyes are serious as she glances at me. Those wild eyes that I've only ever seen once before. A gaze that could stop my breathing. I see. I thought the mystic eyes of depth perception only existed in fairy tales. Hey, that's it. That's the thing. I know about them. But I guess there's someone who can use them. A mutated monster like you. What? I don't think a vampire can call me a monster. A monster is a monster. There isn't anyone, even amongst us, with mystic eyes that can see the death of things. See the death of things? Arkwade nods in affirmation with an inimical? Inimical? What is that word? Time for my favorite game to play. Let's Google what this word means. Inimical. I'm Googling it. What does it mean? What does it mean? Tending to obstruct or harm. Unfriendly or hostile. There we go. I love learning new words. Thank you for that visual novel. A circuit must have opened in your eyes, Shiki. Were you born with eyes like that? No. They became like this after a long time, but I wasn't born with them. Then you must have had at least one near-death experience at some point, right? It's true. 8 years ago I got in an accident where I almost died. Just as I suspected. You had the latent ability, but that must have been the trigger. Mystic eyes of death perception, huh? Yes, with those, you could definitely even kill me. With a small sigh, Arkwade's eyes returned to normal. Arkwade, do you know something about these lines? Not to the extent you would, but I do have some information. What you see is the end of all things, the point where things die easily. To put it simply, the time of death for everything in existence, that is, death itself. Hot damn. I remember now, that time. When Sensei gave me those glasses, she told me something similar to what Arkwade said. But there's a subtle difference to what Sensei said and what Arkwade said. What I'm seeing are only lines, not something as disturbing as death. What are you saying? What I see are just the lines where things can be cut. I'm telling you, those lines are the death of the object. Listen, Shiki. Everything in existence has an end. There are differences to when, but it's an end nonetheless. Death does not arrive. It is already contained within the object at its creation, and is bound to happen someday. That's what is called the principle of causality. You've heard of that before, right? I don't think he would have. Who would have heard that unless he's read Berserk? In which case, then he might have. As long as something has an origin, it must have an end. When it will end is determined from its beginning. That's its so-called time of death. So, as it already exists in the beginning, it's not impossible for one to see it with their eyes, given that they comprehend the concept of a time of death and they have the appropriate circuit in their brain and eyes. That's the truth behind those lines you see. This is nothing more than the general concept, but if I were to theorize, I would say they are the weakest points of the joints between molecules in something, or perhaps a pre-designated switch within the genetic makeup that activates the death of that object. But that doesn't really make sense. Can't see them, so I can't say for sure, but the lines aren't all you can see, can you? Or are they? I would say they would be points more than lines. Ah, that's right. When I first saw Arkwade, when I wasn't myself, when I took off the glasses, I could see the usual scribbles and black points where the scribbles seemed to flow. There were. It only happened that one time, but definitely. I saw black points. There were several on your body, and the black lines flowed between them, joining them up. If I had to make an analogy, I would say they were like blood vessels. I see. The lines where things die easily, and death itself, huh? I'm surprised you stayed alive up until now like this. You must have a tranquil heart, Shiki. Arkwade says this philosophically. My own way, I understand what she's saying, but I don't want to believe any of it. What? There's no way that sort of thing exists, let alone me being able to see it. Well, you are seeing it. Usually when you cut a living being's neck, they die. That means it stops because you've cut it. Conversely, you can't say that if you cut something's neck, it won't die. This is about me, so just consider it an exception. But in your case, you can ignore the cause. Even against that which is immune to all external effects, you kill first. What is killed then becomes dead. It's not that it stopped because you cut it, but in your case, you stop the object, and as a result, it is cut. See, this would be hella confusing if I haven't experienced Gaybolg yet. But I have, and so this is fine. It's like Gaybolg. See? What else can I call you but a monster? You may just call them lines along with something can be cut, but those eyes are more special than those possessed by any other user of supernatural power in history. You, Shiki, have the eyes that can kill anything, just like death itself. I'm at a loss for words. That really is just what I see. It's like Arkwade is saying. Those black lines really are the time of death for all things. And everything around me is filled with death. So, what? That's all you say. I should be able to kill even you. Really? Then let's try. Arkwade opens the curtains. The lights are off. The only illumination is the faint moonlight coming in through the window. Come on, it's alright. Try it. Seriously. Wait. Could it be you can't see them with your glasses on? Are you sure about this? I take my glasses off. Only to see the lines, of course. At the same time, the room begins to writhe with the black lines. Outside the window, the moon is bright. I will have you know that it is most certainly not white anymore. They're difficult to see in the daytime due to the strong sunlight, but under the faint moonlight, I can even see the glow coming from those lines. Amidst them, the lines on Arkwade's body are very thin. I don't concentrate. I lose sight of them altogether. If I hadn't been killed by you, I don't think you'd be able to see any at all, but right now you could probably see them. You see, although I have no times of death during the night, some do appear during the day. You could kill me because it was the daytime, but you can see my time of death during nighttime now since I've used up a lot of energy to regenerate myself. In other words, I've lost in my immortality. So, can you cut the lines on my body, Shiki? Let's see. I think I probably could since the lines are there. I don't think I could do it so briskly and without hesitation like the time before. I think it'd be hard. Lines keep fading in and out, so I probably couldn't do it unless you're sleeping. You can't, right? That's your biggest weak point. No matter how many deaths you see, you need to trace the lines with your own hands. No matter how weak I am right now, my athletic ability isn't so low that I'd be caught by you. I see. To think of it, I can't catch agile animals. It means I can't touch their bodies. In other words, even though I see the lines, I can't kill anything that moves. Ow! I feel a stab of pain run through my head. Looking at the lines gave me a headache, just like it did when I was a child. I put on my glasses and the world returns to normal. Arkwade is staring intently at me. What? Something else? No, that's not it. You can't see the lines if you put those glasses on. Yeah, I got them from someone a long time ago, when my eyes first became like this. I'm only using the lenses now, but thanks to them, I can lead a normal life. Yes, I see. No matter how strong a mind you have, your only choices when faced with death all the time would be to put out your eyes or go mad. Saying that, Arkwade comes closer. Hey, can I take a look at them? No, these are important to me. I'm not handing them over to you. Come on, I'm not going to break them. I'm just going to look at them. Arkwade creeps closer. I get the feeling she would be averse to getting them by force. Fine, just for a bit. Wade doesn't look like she's going to give up. Fine, give them back as soon as you're done looking. I hand her my glasses. Arkwade stares intently at the glasses and looks at me with frightening eyes. Shiki, is the person who made these glasses in this city right now? I don't think she is. It's been 8 years. Seems like she was only here for a week. I see. That's good. I don't have to deal with more. Well, it's probably safer not to deal with Blue in the first place. Anyway, Blue? Blue? She's red. Her sister's blue. At least I think so. I have no clue. I have no clue. It's funny because when I uploaded the premiere date for the first part there, and when I uploaded it, people were saying like, oh look, it's the girl from Fate Extra. Oh look, it's the girl but they started listing off like a whole bunch of stuff. Like, oh, it's the girl from Clock Tower 2015. It's the girl from Garden of Sinners. It's the girl from, and they just kept going on and on with like all these different ones. And I'm like, I don't know half the stuff you guys are talking about yet. Apparently it's wild that I haven't seen Ozaki Aoko like until now. Because of course I only did Fate, right? So that is just kind of how it is, where it's like I'm now starting to expand my horizons, right? I'm now starting to new ventures and all that, right? Only now. But who knows? Maybe in the future we'll see the sisters a lot more. Arkwade retreats to her thoughts. Arkwade, you know Sensei? I mean, the person who made these glasses? I know her. A sorceress. She is only one of 4 of her kind. Oh. That's interesting. These glasses are truly a masterpiece. Even I can't break them. Huh. Wow. Jeez. Wish my glasses were like that. Arkwade's face grows even more serious. Wait. We're gonna break them? Did I say that part out loud? I knew it! You were gonna break them after all! I retrieved the glasses from Arkwade. Jeez. The one who said I couldn't be sane without these glasses. Or do you want me to go crazy? That's not what I meant. I just didn't like how you treasured them so much. Hey, listen, you... Jeez. Somebody tell me how a mind like hers works. It's true, my memories of Sensei are precious to me. But more importantly, I can't live without them. If I were to see these lines 24 hours a day, I think I'd die from a headache before I went mad. I suppose there must be a strain on your brain for being able to see death. Yeah, there's definitely some reason for those eyes of yours, but that's all I can tell for now. If we get the chance later, I'd like to go into a little more detail. I sure hope so, because I'm legitimately curious about a lot of it. That's alright. I'm not into long stories anyway. Is that so? Personally, I enjoy talking to other people. Arkwade gives a carefree laugh. It really does seem like she enjoys doing nothing more than talking. Night descends. Arkwade sits on the bed. We both stare absently at the clock. Man, is there not even a TV here? That sucks. That sucks, come on. We really can't do anything. I guess noise might attract them, but even still, no, they'll just think they're right. Come on. Watch anime. Past 4 in the morning. Oh. Okay, for real. When I went to Japan, I couldn't sleep because, of course, it was time change, right? So when I couldn't sleep, what I ended up doing is having my arm break through my body. That's not what I want to do at all. That's fine. I couldn't sleep, so I started watching TV in the hotel room. And when I went to do that, boy, it really can't tell what my hands want to be at all. Why is it doing like this? Come on, come on. I love technology. So I went to watch TV because, of course, nothing to do. And at 4 in the morning in Japan, they just show cats going around to smooth jazz. Great. It's awesome. Great entertainment. It was very strange. It was quite weird, actually. I was a bit weirded out. But I did see a One Piece commercial. And I was like, hey, there it is. It's stuff I came to Japan for. Why are my hands freaking out? Ah! It's the eyes. The eyes are doing me in. It's without the glasses. You know, I need my glasses. I'm gonna die. Alright. About an hour until dawn. Just one more hour. Nothing out of the ordinary has happened up till now, and Arkwade shows no signs of tension. We're surrounded by complete tranquility. Oh, it's nice. Just hanging out, you know? Tranquility. Somehow, I'm beginning to believe that tonight might just end like this. Hey, Shiki. Arkwade calls me again. I don't want anything else to talk. I don't have anything else to talk about. Really? But it's such a waste not to talk now that we're in a situation like this. Listen, how many hours do you think I've had to put up with your nonsense talking? 6 hours. That's making me more tired than keeping watch. Arkwade gives me a dissatisfied glare, which she should. That was kind of rude. That's right. For some reason, Arkwade has been talking to me for 6 hours straight. I told her she should sleep if she was feeling weak, but she replied with it's more fun to talk, and so in the end we ended up facing each other and talking the whole time. I just don't know what she's thinking. Drew. Are we gonna find minions next? Top things off, I'm hungry. I'm thinking about it, my last meal was breakfast, so I haven't eaten anything for a whole day. Why don't you eat something if you're hungry? We're in a fancy hotel after all, you can call room service. That's okay. I lose the sense of tension if I build my stomach now. Okay, that makes sense though. That does make sense. Because like I like to play fighting games when I'm hungry. That makes sense? That makes sense to play fighting games when you're hungry? Just doing wrist exercises, don't mind me. I actually do like to do that though. I think it's smart to play hungry. Because then you do better. Hey! Is it because I flipped my controller backwards? Because now it's working fine? Possibly. Okay. I love this stuff. I love technology. Great when it works. Not when it isn't. More importantly, shouldn't you be getting something to eat? You're weakened, but you aren't sleeping, so you should at least get something to eat. Not gonna eat, then neither am I. Normal food is meaningful in its own way, but it's boring to eat by myself. Normal food? Nothing normal or special about. Ah, wait. Arkwade is a vampire. I suppose to her food would mean drinking someone's blood. Or is there? I guess being a vampire, you wouldn't usually consume much except blood. She doesn't look like it, but Arkwade is a vampire. She says vampires need the blood of humans to survive. And just how many people has she drained from and how many people has she killed before? I sneak a quick look at her face. I can't imagine. Even though I know she's a vampire, for some reason I can't imagine her sucking anyone's blood. What? Is there something on my face? She meets my guy. Bob. That word died. She meets my gaze. I quickly look away. Arkwade continues to stare at me, then it's a laugh of comprehension. Are you curious? About what? About how many people I've sucked blood from? She's completely read my mind. Arkwade's smile grows even wider, and I don't like it. Well, I mean, of course I'm curious. I'm helping you, so if I don't know, I won't have any idea about when you might have a change of heart and try to attack me. That would really be a problem. I see, Arkwade says. Well then, here's a question. How many people's blood have I sucked so far? She bounces lightly on the bed and walks to the window. How many people? That's... Arkwade gives a cheerful smile and looks silently in my direction with an air of delight. Damn it. It's obvious she's trying to provoke me. Fine. I'll answer. Let's see, it has to be... in the hundreds? Sorry, but you're off. Then in the thousands? Nope, that's wrong too. Arkwade laughs like it's so funny. Somehow this feels really frustrating. Damn! Then, well... I doubt it's the case, but in the tens? That's wrong too. Oh, really? Tens? 100,000s? You really think me that sort of person? That's so mean. That would make me indiscriminate. Am I wrong? Vampires are indiscriminate, aren't they? Even humans get merely hungry by being alive. When it's a matter of life and death for you, you wouldn't be a picky eater. Either. Yes, that's true, but I haven't tasted blood these last 800 years. Nor have I ever been killed by an ordinary human. Eh? Wait, that true? It's the truth. After all, I'm afraid of sucking blood. Oh! Huh. Huh. Afraid of sucking blood. You've got to be kidding, right? A vampire that's afraid of sucking blood? What's next? What's next? A vampire that sparkles? Oh, that's the jokes you're here for, folks. Well, I suppose I'm a coward. That's why I'm a failure of a vampire. Arkwade grumbles as she looks up at the night sky from the window. She stays like that for a long time, continuing to look up at the sky. Her white back looks vague, hazed over as if merely an illusion. I see. A failure. I whisper and I feel relieved. Somehow that makes me happy. Of course, it's only natural to be relieved, because now I know the person that's standing before me isn't some kind of vicious, evil being. From now, if I were to believe what she says, I won't just be killed at random by her. So I'm safe. I'm safe, but I feel like it's not the only reason I'm relieved. Damn it, what's wrong with me? Being relieved over something like this, how can I be happy over something like Arkwade being a failure? Whoa, hey, whoa, Red. Suddenly, I feel a faint dizziness. Shiki, what's wrong? You're sweating an awful lot. No, it's a twinge of pain in my head. I realize something with a shock as I reply to Arkwade. The window behind Arkwade, beyond the glass, within the city walls, still sunken in the darkness of night, a blue crow is looking my direction. I can do no more than stare at its dim figure through the window. Arkwade turns towards the window too. Nero. Nero. That's how it's pronounced. Nero. I know that. Cause one, hey, this is where it all wraps around. Oh my god, it all wraps around. But NRVNQSR. Funny enough, I type that in and I get the character from that's funny. I get the character from Fate first, but yeah, everyone's saying how do you pronounce it? I think it should be pronounced Nerunqueasar. No, it's Nero. That's all it is. It's Nero. So yeah, Nero. Indeed, I have finally found you, princess of the true ancestors. From somewhere, a force of will flows into the room. Arkwade's eyes are full of enmity. Inside the window, the crow gives a loud, high-pitched scream. This is it! I am heading there right now. Blue crow flies off. All that remains is the dark of night and the white moon. Suddenly, boom! With a heavy noise, the room shakes violently. To be more precise, the entire hotel shook from that impact. What the hell? I get up from the bed. Arkwade is silent, biting her lip with a vexed expression. Arkwade, that shaking just now. He doesn't answer. Say something! That wasn't an earthquake, was it? I had to guess. It felt like someone had driven a large dump truck into the hotel lobby at full speed. It was that kind of an impact. Arkwade! Doesn't answer. By listening closely, I can hear noises from downstairs. Arkwade's face is grave. She said she was powerless right now. Probably why she's not saying anything. Only time passes. 2 minutes. It's been 2 minutes after the impact, but the hotel is awfully quiet. Arkwade remains silent and still, just biting her lip as if withstanding something. I can see a trail of red blood slowly flowing down from her lip. Arkwade? Is she worried? Frustrated? She remains still as if she's embracing herself, bearing with something. She said she couldn't leave the room. Then what am I here for? Let's create a save game. And I'm going outside to check what's happening. Alright, I've decided what to do from the beginning. Taking the knife out of my pocket, I walk to the door. Cheeky, I'm gonna check things out. Don't leave this room until I come back. Step out into the hallway, shaking off Arkwade's look that she wants to say something. We're gonna super die. No one is in the hallway. I couldn't hear from inside, but the hallway is noisy. It's not that this floor is noisy. Rather, the noise is coming from beneath my feet. Some kind of ruckus on the floor below. I hear the noise of many people talking. I suppose the impact just woke up the guests, but they're complaining to the hotel. Doesn't look strange so far. Walk down the hallway. Noise coming from downstairs is like the sound of ocean waves. Noisy, and yet so very solitary and inactive. My fingers gripping the knife feel numb. A chill runs down the back of my neck. Something near my temple. Pain emerges from the back of my eyes. Enduring it, I walk down the hallway. It hurts. My eyes hurt. My head grows heavy and I feel a drifting sensation. I'm about to collapse right here. Yeah, I know what this is. Without a doubt. It's the feeling I get right before I collapse from anemia. What a bad time for that! It hurts. Unable to withstand it any longer, I remove my glasses. You can see the elevator. A long hallway. Must be more than 10 meters from here to the elevator. Then, with a ding-dong, the elevator comes up to the 11th floor. You can see the lines on the elevator door. No, they're too dense. They almost look pitch black. The door opens. A small steel box opens. Inside that box, crammed to the point of overflowing, is human flesh. Inside that steel box called an elevator, the red meat of humans is ground and pushed in. Inside, 2 black dogs are voraciously feasting away on something. I stop breathing. Like my brain, which just froze, my lungs stop as well. Can't breathe. That isn't important. My vision turns crimson. With a bubbling sound, blood pours out of the elevator. Amidst the ocean of blood, people, arms, feet, bones, brains, fingers, organs, and other parts, the 2 black dogs are the only form of life. My very instincts refuse to take in the scene. Down the hallway, 2 black dogs are picking at the human corpses. If I listen carefully, I can still hear sounds coming from downstairs. Listen carefully. Hear the sounds of gorging, chewing of meat, cries for help, and the death screams of people which can't even be called words anymore. What is this? There's no way I can see it. Before my eyes is the image of dozens of beasts eating the people in the hotel alive. Man running down the hallway trying to escape, but the panther-like claws descending from the ceiling slice him open from his nose to the back of his head. A girl locking herself in a room and crying. But to the lions, a door is no stronger than paper. Within seconds, they demolish it into an unrecognizable shape. Striving madly to be the first ones there, people dashing for the elevator, but within it, black dogs waiting inside to decapitate them the instant the doors open. At any rate, there is no exception. Beneath my feet, within this huge box called the hotel, is a scene from hell I can feel down to my very bones. Ugh, I feel like throwing up, but I can't do that. If I just stand around and do that, I'll become part of the Red Sea. I resume my breathing. I grit my teeth hard. Dogs inside the elevator notice me. All the sounds from below have ceased. In other words, there's no longer anyone alive. Urgh. The 2 black dogs begin to run, of course towards me, their last prey. The black dog is coming for me. On their bodies I can see an infinite number of lines, and on their foreheads, the point of death. But even so, my paralyzed mind does not order my body to fight or run. First black dog leaps. Its speed belies all human comparison. It doesn't even take 2 seconds to cover the 10 meters down the hallway. They open their mouths. mouths filled with fangs so many times sharper than the knife I have, there am straight at my throat. Accurate and fast. The instant I realize they are drawing upon me, the fangs bite into my throat with a crunch. I die. But that's not right. I can't be killed by something like this and refuse to die. Deaths of others would not cause me to hesitate. A hot summer's day. Happened long ago, 8 years ago. Seen something even more terrible. Thrust. I thrust my knife into the forehead of the black dog, biting into my neck. My arm just moved before the black dog ripped through my throat. It was done so perfectly, even for myself, like a machine whose sole function is to cut. Plunge the knife into the dog's forehead without any useless or wasted movement, because that is where the first dog's point was. Normally, even if the brain is destroyed, the muscles try to execute the commands they've received from the brain. Black dog would have probably ripped through my throat even if I had simply pierced its head. Well, normally that would happen. But the black dog is dead. Death is complete stoppage. At the point where I killed it, it lost every form of validity. First dog falls to the ground. In its place, the second dog is flying straight at my face. Thrust the knife right into its open mouth. Mouth. That was a mistake. The dog's point is not in its face, but in its chest. Stabbing him through the mouth will kill me immediately. The knife pierces through the dog's mouth and into the back of the head. Naturally, the hand holding the knife still remains in the dog's mouth. Black dog is still alive. Its jaws shut. The joint between my arm and my hand holding knife is bitten on, about to be ripped apart. Proper thought returns with the pain. You have to be kidding me. It's as if I'm letting him chew through my arm by stabbing him in the mouth. Why, I try to pull my arm out. The dog's teeth are deep in my arm. Doesn't seem like I can pull it off. More importantly, this black dog, despite having been pierced in the head, is still filled with life. Even though I lift after piercing its head, it shakes and lands on top of me. Ugh! I fall into the floor. Still can't pull my arm out. The black dog, still pierced in the head, applies even more power to its bite. Ugh! My arm is surely going to be torn off. I can't believe this. No dog should be able to bite anything in that state. I feel something wet. I can see blood spilling from the black dog's mouth. Is it the black dog's blood, or leaking from its knife wound to its head? Or is it the blood coming from my arm about to be torn off? To be honest, my head is too messed up to be feeling the pain, so it isn't a big deal which it is. Let go! I try to wrestle away from the black dog. It is firmly attached to my arm. I can't escape. I can't run away. If I wanted to escape, I have no choice but to kill it. But how? The hand it's biting on is the one holding the knife on the ground, so even if I did, supposing I did pull my hand out, the very next instant, the black dog's mouth will be free to bite through my throat. It's okay. Calm down, Shiki. First, you gotta examine the situation well and think calmly about it. It's the kind of thing you've always kept. In this case, I can do something. For example, there's plenty of lines on the back of its head. I can see the black point in its chest. The way to survive is awfully simple. I have my doubts about executing his plan. No matter how savage and evil the creature is, to do something like kill a panting and gasping creature that's still alive this close to me, something I'm hesitant to do. The pressure on my arm increases. The entire arm is shortly going to be ripped off at this rate. Even so, I just can't seem to do something so cruel. The red blood drips onto my face. Going down my forehead, it drips into my eyes. Crimson darkness soaks into the back of my eyes. Red. Consciousness sways and then is gone. But even so, I can't bring myself to kill a living creature. What hypocrisy. Killed something much bigger than a mere dog. Yeah, that's right. That time was different. I wasn't the same. I wasn't sane when it was Arkwade. when I killed the other black dog just a moment ago, that was unrelated to my will. But right now, this is very much my own will. Sensei say, Shiki, use this power according to your own will and no one else's? That's why, right now, you can never take a life for granted. That too is a hypocrisy. As long ago you... Oh, he's really wrestling with the fact that he murdered a child, huh? It is a nightmare for my childhood. See, what are you waiting for? It was a hot summer's day. Kill or be killed. Before my eyes, the blood-soaked shadow of a boy. Already, hot red blood on my hands. Haven't you killed someone once before? Ugh, I thrust. I don't pull, but rather I thrust deeper into the black dog's head. I can hear its yelping right in front of me. I think the black dog is crying out. With my arm in its mouth, it could not properly cry, but it's crying anyway. I'm sure that's how much it must hurt. I don't care. I plunge the knife deeper in along with my arm. Without a sound, the blade of the knife punctures the back of the dog's head. As if the dog had just grown a horn. Having split the skull, I easily slash through its skin. Blood and brain spray out as the knife completely emerges from the back of the head. Also, the hand gripping the knife travels completely through. Pant, pant, pant. Even so, the black dog is still alive. Only one thing to do. I reach around with my other hand. This one. Now I gotta use the other hand with the mouse. Peeling the knife from my blood-drenched fingers, I grip the knife in my free hand, and just like that I thrust the point in the dog's chest. With that, black dog dies. Strength drains from its jaws, and I can easily pull my arm out. Oh, it wasn't torn off at all. I look at my blood-covered arm. Many teeth marks, but the flesh is almost free of wounds. Blood must have been from when the black dog when I impaled it through the head. The pain from when I was bitten was really quite trivial, but my fear must have amplified it many times over. Ugh. Lying on the ground, I look up at the ceiling. My head hurts. The world becomes patchwork, and here and there, I can see the black points of death. Body is freezing. My mind is burning feverishly. Right beside me lay the corpses of the two black dogs. My arms is covered in blood, the other clutches a red knife. Also, quite uncountable number of dead bodies downstairs. All I can do is laugh. Because this isn't real. There's no way this could be real. At what point did I, my eyes wide open, start seeing a nightmare? Bing bong. Eh? Terribly out of place cheerful sound rings out. Damn it, what's with this headache? I stand up, enduring the razor-like pain in my head. Elevator? It seems to sound as the other elevator coming up. Door opens. Inside stands a man wearing a black coat. Headache worsens. I've seen him before. I'm sure I've seen that man before. Silently, he walks towards me. You. I ready my knife as I glare at him. But he doesn't react at all as he walks towards me. It's as if he doesn't notice me at all. The distance between us shrinks. It's a little more. There's barely 1 meter between us. The man finally seems to notice me. Those bloodshot eyes. The instant I see those eyes, which no human should possess, lose all freedom to move my body. Thought I killed everyone, but it seems there's still someone left. The man turns and looks at the corpses of the two black dogs. You pieces of filth. Can't even take care of a scrap of meat. You're unworthy to be part of my body. And the man voices his displeasure as he raises his hand. His coat lifts like a mantle. Broken. The splash, the black dog's remains liquefy and disappear into the man's coat. Can't even scream. Below the man's cloak is pure darkness, without even the trace of an outline. All that exists there is a mud-like darkness. This is dangerous. This guy's just too dangerous. My instincts sound the alarm wildly in my head, but I can't even lift a finger. The man in the black coat approaches me. It's not good if I just stay here. The unstopping headache grows to an unbearable level, telling me this place is dangerous. Whatever that means, if I don't get out of here soon, I am going to lose my life. But it's too late. The man is right before me. Those eyes aren't looking at me at all. Feed. He raises one of his arms. Below it lies a chaotic darkness. From there, something huge appears. Whomp. Sound of wind. That which has appeared from below the man's coat is a crocodile's mouth, and easily large enough to swallow a man whole. I'm going to die. Right here in an instant, crunched up like a ball of paper. Just as I was convinced of this, someone pulls me back. Clomp. What? I can't believe it. Instead of me... The jaws of the crocodile clamp onto the stomach of Arkwade, who just pulled me out of the way. Arkwade's face contorts in agony. She draws back before she is completely devoured by the crocodile's maw. Man silently watches Arkwade. Wade glares back at him with a pained expression, her midsection stained in red. Can't believe a vampire named Chaos would play such trivial games. Like a poorly scripted nightmare, Nero Chaos. I feel the same way. To catch one of the surviving true ancestors. I never dreamed I would be part of such a foolish festival. This is a nightmare for me, too. Man called Nero quietly lowers his arm. The coat returns to its former position. The crocodile's mouth disappears underneath. Man looks only at Arkwade. It's as if he's not concerned at all about me, standing behind her with my knife raised. But what is going on? I have heard that the previous executor could not even scratch you. What kind of a mistake is this? Now your presence is exceedingly weak, and weaker than a mere member of the dead. Were you attacked by the church before I arrived? Arkwade Brunstud? I don't know. Your name's hard to pronounce. Arkwade says nothing. The man fixes his emotionless stare on her. I don't understand. There are only a limited number of conceptual weapons capable of harming you. The only people in possession of those are the church's assassins. I don't think the burial agency would dispatch anyone this far east. The man narrows his eyes slightly as he turns around. Either way, it's most fortunate for me. Oh, no, that's him. I shall not ask why you have been weakened. All I'm gonna do now is claim your head while I still have a chance of winning. I hold my knife, preparing for his attack. But, having openly stated he was gonna take her head, the man now disappears towards the elevator. It seems despite his claim, the man in the black cloak is now leaving the hallway for the elevator. Huh? I've got absolutely no idea what's going on. About that man, the two dogs who attacked me, the nightmare-like reality of the attack on this hotel, none of it! Shiki. Arkwade leans on me. It's a terrible wound. Though her stomach stopped bleeding, her face is scrunched up in pain. It happened mere seconds ago. The wound she got from protecting me from that man. Why did you... Yes, I underestimated him slightly. I thought I could help you and then dodge him, but you did really well, Shiki. I guess the wound I got from you wasn't so trifling after all. Arkwade's face, twisted in pain, turns into a small joking smile. Can't watch her any longer. The wound she got from protecting me was the reason she got it was because of me. There's no place for that stupid smile of hers. Arkwade leans on me, slightly closes her eyes. Hold on, don't close your eyes, you idiot. Get a hold of yourself. You're a vampire who can't die at night, right? That's true, but it seems I'm at my limit. What? Alright, but could you take me back to my room? Wood's weight falls on me. Hold on, that's... If she dies, I'll... Hey! Call out to Arkwade, who has quietly closed her eyes. Then... I can hear her happily breathing in her sleep. I shouldn't have bothered worrying. Arkwade is only sleeping. Telling me to take her back to her room like that. Selfish of her. Really was selfish of her, but there's no helping it in this situation. Besides, if we stay here in this hotel any longer, the feeling we'll be in a lot of trouble. Ugh, the headache won't stop. I guess after rest 2 or I'll faint. Wade's room? Oh, that place. Only been there once, but I definitely remember it. In that case, there's no point staying here any longer. Carrying Arkwade, I decide to quickly leave the hotel. What if she meant her room in the hotel, dude? Uh-oh. The city is slightly lit up. Fortunately, it's too early in the morning for anyone to be awake, so I get to Arkwade's room without being seen. See, that's how it is. And I finally realize why that man left. The streets are beginning to become covered with a faint orange light. I guess dawn is breaking already. Woo! Okay, well, hey. Can I save here? Yes, I can. All right. Well, that was intense. Well, everyone, thank you for watching. I apologize for when my hands suddenly decided to stop working. It was a bit weird. Normally, I flip it this way, and it should work. But when I flip it this way, this time it doesn't. So I flip it this way, and now it works. So I don't know what makes it work. In case you don't know, I use a thing called a leap motion. It goes right in front of me. And so when I put my hands up, it traces it, and it works with my software. So kind of cool. It appeared in my house. Like, I don't want to alarm people, but I didn't buy this. It literally appeared in my house. This is true. So, anyways, thank you all for watching, everyone. And we'll see you next time for some more Let's Read Tsukihime, where hopefully things go a bit better for these two, because they kind of went through hell today. It was lectures and then dying, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we don't need to do a mana transfer, because there's those in this. Oh boy. Anyways, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.